Chagi in Erev Shabbos Afreilich in Chanuka Parshas Vayeishev Shabbos Chanuka. A quick thought on Chanuka and the Parsha. When Yosef is coming to greet his brothers, so Chasam Sefer says that they tried every method of taking him down, step by step. Before he even got to them, they were shooting arrows at him. It seems like Yosef continued walking towards them. They released wild dogs to attack him. Yosef continued walking towards them. So he has, an arrow on his shoulder. He has a dog on his, a pit bull on his leg. Picture this. And then Reuben says, let's not kill him, let's put him in a pit. Okay, Pashtus, I think it's the Kliyaka, it says the Lamai said they didn't actually sell him. They put him in the pit, and then someone else sold him while they were eating their bread. Interesting. Change of perspective. Yosef kept walking. What was he doing? What was he doing? Yitzchak Berkowitz says there was a tremendous divide that was happening between Yosef and his brothers. Yosef thought that his brothers were being over on the three Averis Chamuris. They were eating Ephraim Menachai. They were what else? They were being mezalzel, and then the Bnei Shvachos, Chashudim al Arayas. Yosef held that there was serious problems with his brothers. The brothers, on the other hand, they held that Yosef was a morid b'malchus, a baal lashon hara, narcissistic. I mean, you hear these dreams. You guys are gonna bow down to me. Ma'aseh, nothing's really changed. Chanuka, you have Hellenists who are telling the from remaining Jews, the Chashmonoim and their Chevra, you guys are old school. You're missing the boat. The Yevonim have ways of experiencing the world the way the Rebbeinu Shalom wants us to. There's so much to learn from them. Don't be archaic. And the Yidden are looking at the Hellenists, saying you're losing your way. The Ma'aseh, the war was more between the Jews and the Hellenists than it was between the Jews and the Greeks. Greeks didn't really care much until the Hellenists actually opened up the gates of Yerushalayim and let them in to fight, take over. There's a chasm between people who don't see eye to eye, and it's a big chaval because no two people see things the same way. Our avodah, this Chanuka, and our avodah, the sixth parsha, our avodah in this war, and in this right now, the step before Geula, while we're still in the darkness, it's the chap. We're in the darkness. I don't know where you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you're up against. I can't put together every piece that created your perspective on this matter. But there's certain things that I do know. Tanya says you have two people standing in a room. If you look at them from the outside of what they look like and what they're doing, there's many, many divisions between us. But if you look at their neshama, you look at the spiritual, the pneumius, we're almost identical. We have a lot more in common than we do that divide us. And Hashem's going to watch out for us. Hashem sees his kids getting along. If a kid really, really wants to bother his parents, don't do anything to the parents. Start fighting with a brother. There's nothing that cuts into a parent more than seeing his kids fighting. There's nothing that brings a parent more nachas than to see his kids getting along. Now there are a lot of soldiers who are spending their Chanuka in Gaza. I mean, it's machlokes whether Gaza in Eretz Yisrael, but they had to spend their Chanuka in Chutz La'aretz. It's at least their problems, right? There are millions of stories. Each person probably gets to hear 15 of them, depending how connected you are and how much you're thirsting for a Maisala. But there are mamish millions of stories. Every parent, every sibling, every soldier, every Yid has a story, wherever they are in the world. I have a cousin, he has 2 children in the army. And this war's been going on for a long time. And it's very hard. It's very, very hard. You know where your son is for weeks on end. Security doesn't allow. You can't just track. You can't have your phone on. You can't just track them on Waze. So what are you supposed to do? It's hard. At a certain point, one night, their mother sits down at the dining room table and just breaks down crying. I don't know where my son is. I don't know if he's alive. He's in a war zone. And her husband comes home, sits down next to her, sees her crying. He's a tough guy, but he cries along with her. And they were just sitting there crying, davening, and just like, I'm out of juice. As they're sitting there crying, the phone rings, and their son calls them for the first time in weeks. Hey, I'm here. I'm fine. Thank you for worrying about me. It's not a crazy story, but it's beautiful. And it tells us that in the darkest times, when we feel the darkest, everything looks black. One little candle, first night of Chanuka, it's one light. Yeah, someone moved in to a non-Jewish neighborhood in America, and it was Krasmich time, so everyone has their neon, their whole house is just like emblazoned with, all these clauses and rainbows and merry-go-rounds and who knows, trees, and he comes and lights his one candle on Chanuka. And his kids felt, that we're being overshadowed until there was a blackout. This is out of town. It was pitch black, and everyone came to their from neighbor to chop a candle so they could see around their house. Candles are real. Chanuka is real. Light is real. The reason why a little bit of light is doicha so much choshech is because light is real and darkness isn't. And the darker it gets, the brighter our light shines. Tov Lehodos Lashem. Tov Lehodos Lashem. Tov Lehodos Lehodos Lashem. Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Tov Lehodos Lashem. Tov Lehodos Lashem. Tov Lehodos Lehodos Lashem. Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon. V'haget b'voiker chastecha. Ve'emunascha b'leilos. V'haget b'voiker chastecha. Ve'emunascha b'leilos. V'haget b'voiker chastecha. Ve'emunascha b'leilos. V'haget b'voiker chastecha. Good Shabbos, a freilich in Chanuka.